Hi, welcome to One Word Today. I'm Sophie, your pilot into the universe of Chinese. We're going to continue our exploration or discovery journey in finding out new meanings. Every day I learn something new when I'm going over this with you, even if it's my native tongue. As a contemporary Chinese user, I don't really always view the character alive in today as its historical context, like how it came into being, what components, because Chinese is visual, right? It's a logographic language. I don't really, unpack it to see what's in there, like why people use this as such meaning. Like yesterday, we discovered that now ring actually came from this battlefield scroll. I guess it was an honor as well, like because normally people cut off ears of the enemy as a proof of how many, like a head count of how many enemies it killed. If you got cut off by the head, that means you're probably valuable enough to show like the whole head because it's a special prize, I guess, for higher, military rank. So this is a head cut off because there's a cross over the face, right? This is the sphere of the head, and it's crossed out, means got killed. And the hair, like a pull up, anti-gravity. That's the only time when you have the hair going upward like that, right? And that's Chinese way to express brain. The brain.com. Wow. Okay, anyways, today we continue with the T. So yesterday we have T shen, which is to kind of elevate, to bring up your attention level, because throughout the day, our attention level fluctuate, right? We need some special stimulations to stay awake. And over here, in this phrase, 提气壮胆, is a different T. It's also like a bring up, but instead of energy, it's bring up your breath. So what do you mean, like a bring out a breath? Because Chinese as a culture, we emphasize a lot on breathing, probably more than Western culture. Because breathing for us, we have a lot of characters with breathing, with the speaking, with the mouth symbol, all that related to this function. But also in our phrases, like meaning making, we use this air, this qi, as kind of an essence because it's simple enough. 3 strokes, just visualizing the air going through your breath, right? Going outward and going dissipating through the air. Just a visual representation of the airflow. It's simple enough. That's why it's so powerful or inclusive to be transformed to different meanings. It can be applied to so many different situations. So 提气壮胆, in this phrase, we talk about the breath, but when it paired with 胆, this gallbladder. So 胆 is Chinese gallbladder, but okay, in English you have the guts to do something, right? Guts, we use the whole gut or gut feeling. So that gut implies the whole digestive system in your tummy, right? It's mostly probably big intestines and the small intestines. And 胆 in Chinese is English corresponding gut. Like if you have a courage that comes from your gut. And in Chinese, we specify a particular organ in you, not the whole gut. It's gallbladder. So if you have the courage, you pluck up your courage to do something, to cross the boundary or out of your comfort zone to do something, you have to 提气. So your qi have to be, kind of like that, right? And 壮胆, like your 胆, your gallbladder need to get strengthened so that you can do something beyond your normal self. Okay, that's the whole meaning. Okay, T, again, 5-finger hand symbol. The right side is positive, means confirming yes. 是 is our way to say yes. So I guess this is the first thing probably one of the first Chinese expressions you learn when you say yes or no, right? English, yes or no. And this is a 是 and a 否. 否 is negation, or 不 is a negation, and 是 is the opposite of negation. And how we positive that? Okay, we're positive by having the sun This is a sun symbol with a sphere with an energy, horizontal line signifying energy, and horizon, one horizontal line, right? The sun just rises above the horizon. So that's the morning time, sunrise. And then we have a 3-toe foot symbol. So unlike the 5-finger hand symbols, we use always 3-toe foot symbol. Haven't seen a 5-toe yet, but 3-toe is the norm now. So your foot kind of orienting toward the sun when it's rising. So what that means is basically it's culturally encouraging you to do the right thing. It's the right direction to go. Like you have to get ready to work, or probably you're expected to start working already before sunrise, because as an outdoor agriculture society, as an outdoor activity, it's not for leisure, it's your work, right? Working when the sun gets high is really not the optimal time. So mostly it's before the sunrise and the whole morning time when it's still cool, right? And then after the lunch, pretty much probably a big lunch break to avoid sunburn. And then toward the evening sunset time. So morning time is critical for a day's productivity. So by the time sun rises, you're expected to have your 3 toes spread out, ready to go. So that's positive. That's a culturally planted message for everybody in a society to be a productive member, to get ready to go at the sunrise. And that's saying, yes, you're doing the right thing. Okay, so right thing, positive paired with hand. That means your hand positive. Hand positive means you're holding something in hand. And so that eventually becomes this hand holding symbol. I call it uplift because when paired with qi, when you say ti, that means you're holding, not only you're statically holding something in your hand like a shopping bag, you're actually lifting here because qi, let me see, cold air go down, right? Hot air go up. And when it's breathing, like the air, I guess we can understand it like this. When you breathe in, right? It's colder air outside in your environment than your body temperature. So that's cold air, supposedly to go in and go downward, right? And also like your lung is inhaling the air. And so the air is supposed to go down. And when you lift, when you hold this, it doesn't mean you stop breathing. It means you're lifting, having the air almost like tuck your tummy a little bit and lift it. If you ever took martial art lessons, this air, this breathing, this, how to breathe when you move your body is a big principle and lesson over there. So this uplifting the breath is the context why T is using here. That's why I translate it as uplift. It's not just holding it, it's lifting. I guess more accurately, it's lifting. And because of it, we're talking about the qi. It goes down normally, and here you want to counter that movement. You want to lift it. So that's why uplift. And 壮胆, okay. 壮, we have the left side means 2 pieces. Actually, we see this symbol when we're talking about the bed frame, when we're talking about people sick, staying in bed, and that's when this symbol shows up. So it's related to woodwork, related to something. If it's a bed frame, it gotta be like have the feet. It almost look like a stand of something, right? Except it's a stacked up vertically instead of its original like a natural position. To me, that shows it's a saving space, because you don't want to have a big horizontal thing. If there's a lot of information or symbols going horizontal, a lot of time we'll stack them up, so we save space horizontally. So this wood frame came originally from wood chopping. So when we chop one log into 2 pieces, this is represented by like this piece. In fact, we have a current Chinese still in use character that's kind of a vertical flip of this image that shows it's a piece, like a single piece. It's fragmented, it's chopped off. So this, in a similar way, it's just the original side. So this we can regard it as a piece. right? And then the right side means grown-up man, grown-up male. Okay, scholars say because first horizontal line means one, and then we have this cross, which has nothing to do with crossification, okay? It's not a cross symbol as in Western culture. Here is a roping as accounting, record keeping, bookkeeping, okay? So it's the rope and then this horizontal line to indicate there is a knot on this rope to kind of the knot to permanently record this is number 10. This already number 10. And this from 1 to 10 is almost like an expectation. Again, this is a cultural message to grown-up men in Chinese that you're expected to perform from 1 to 10, from beginning to finish. This is your responsibility. So grown-up men expected 1 to 10, okay? And this male with this pieces in like a wood chopping into pieces symbol together means this is somebody who is already grown up, who can do the wood cutting. So, or chopping. I would imagine besides farming work, building, architectures, house building or furniture building, probably is one of the male functions back then, right? You're supposed to, everybody supposed to have some sort of wood making skill back then, right? Like we all lost that in our today's world, but back then, self-sufficient, self-reliant was the way to go, right? So you're, as a grown-up man, supposed to be powerful enough to handle woodwork. So that when you're grown up, strong enough, knowledgeable enough, brought up as a grown-up man to perform 1 to 10, that's the expectation. And then you're supposed to be strong enough to handle all that, responsibilities, include house building or furniture building in your life. So that's why these two symbols paired together means strengthen, means somebody is strong enough to handle that kind of labor intensive and also skill involved task. Okay, so that's 壮. When we say 壮, that simply, to my contemporary eyes, that simply means somebody is grown up. We can rely on that person to perform some, able-bodied person, fully functional person's responsibility. Okay, so then we have this almost like omega sign with two horizontal lines, a little bit slanted over there. That's a meat depiction. Okay. I don't exactly know, but that becomes a habit of when you see this symbol, it's meat. And sometimes it's animal meat, but other times it's human meat. And eventually when we pair this with something else, that means an organ. So, I mean, organs made of meat, right? So that's the most essential understanding of what body parts is made of. So this is the material for the body part, and the right side is the sound maker, but the meaning wise, it means this is about talking. The way why it's talking is because there's this mouth symbol with up to the corner, right? This is kind of box with two tilts, and then here is the tongue symbol, because okay, we have this kind of downward pointing convex shape here, right? Convex shape with this vertical line connected to it. That symbol means to enter. And then we have this horizontal line. I mean, it's a stylized thing that got up tilted too. It's just one horizontal across that means it's somewhere that's inside. Because when this is enter, right? This is supposed to be originally the outsider. And this pointy part is the place where it enter. I guess ancient times language creator also understand the physics of when it's pointy, it's easier to enter into a new space, right? And when this horizontal line, just like the rope cross, right? This horizontal line landed on that pointed thing. That means it's inside this new thing. So when it pairs with the mouth, it means it's something inside the mouth. What is inside the mouth? Okay, we have a whole set of characters to express teeth. And the only soft part in the mouth besides teeth is the tongue. So this is the tongue symbol here. Now the two horizontal lines above the tongue and the mouth is the sound bites, the results of it. So we have the organ, we have the result. That together, it means speaking, the function of speaking. And now we have this, it looks like this, right? It's top left corner frame. So if we view Chinese, the whole frame as a box, this top left corner has a special significance, means this is a high ground. We express a low ground like this. Okay, we express low ground as this. And so this is high ground. Top left corner is high ground. Bottom left corner is low ground. So when this high ground is there, and then this is a person, super squished, two-legged person, kind of a hunching a little too, right? You can view it as a side view person. So that person standing on the high ground, and here the the separation symbol there means it's not a solid ground, it's something spacious. So we can almost view it as it's a semi-natural but a semi-man-made space. But in any case, it has this person standing on the high ground speaking. So when somebody is standing high ground speaking, you can almost view it as somebody is down talking to you. So somebody feel like they have the authority or knowledge or whatever, they can speak a lot. And so when they speak a lot and loudly, probably paired with this organ, meat symbol, now that is how Chinese define gallbladder. So that's probably related to how ancient Chinese view the function of gallbladder. So gallbladder as a symbol for Chinese in a culturally embedded symbol as courage. Like you a lot of times you have to drink, right? Drink alcohol to kind of lose yourself so that you can do something your normal awake self cannot do. You have to stay in drunk to do something. So that altered state of mind in Chinese without drinking part, I just want to show you the different state of being. But this more courageous self, that is related to the gallbladder function, at least in ancient Chinese perception. So this gallbladder, why is it speaking loudly? I guess that in ancient Chinese, we are regarding that as almost like somebody who is giving you high orders that you have to follow. This gallbladder talking to you, giving you speaking from the higher ground that you should do something. It's time to do something. Basically, it's bossing around you, right? So normally by nature, you want to retreat, you want to hide away or something like you don't want to do. But this gallbladder standing on the high ground, speaking to you, tell you to do it, to pluck up your courage to do something. And that function paired with the organ, that's the definition of gallbladder. So we have 提气壮胆. It's a Chinese way to say you uplift your air and also you pump up your gallbladder, strengthen it so that you can get emboldened. This is Google translation. I think it's fair enough. Emboldened to do something. And the breakdown of this emboldening process mechanically is to do the airlifting thing and strengthen your gallbladder thing in Chinese. Okay, so here I'm just showing this cheerleading because I guess this cheerleading, this pumping courage or speed up your blood flow almost like, or have this urge to win, to go out there to win the battle or win this game. It's kind of universal. So this pumping, this 提气壮胆 is Chinese way of expression of how to outperform, right? And this is the current English culture way to cheerlead and to embolden the team to do a better job. Okay, catch into the principle of thinking by one more day with Sophie. See you next.